How everybody doing? This is Chris Drummond from Progressive Action. And before we start, I don't like wearing caps. I haven't worn a cap in really like off and on like for 30 years. I put them on sometime. I bought TA caps. I don't wear them. But my hair right now is all gray. And I don't dye my hair. I know there's a lot of dudes that dye their hair. I hear you. But I don't like when my hair is completely gray. I don't like gray, but I'm not dyeing my hair. I get a cut so it kind of looks salt and pepper. You know, I like how dudes rock the salt and pepper look. I think our brothers, black folks, black men look good, sharp, crisp with bald heads. I like women with bald heads too, but we're talking about men right now, me. Good morning, sis. And you know, we look good in bald heads. I go bald sometimes. I think our white brothers look good with the salt and pepper, with the gray hair, all gray. They rock the all gray. I think we look better with the gray hair. I mean, we look better with the bald heads. I'm sorry. They look better with the salt and pepper. They rock it in the all gray. They look crisp with it. We look good with the bald heads, but I don't like the gray, period. Like I said, I like the salt and pepper. Too much gray, so I'm putting this hat on. I ain't with the dyeing. I got friends that dye every 3 days. Like, they like, you know, 60s, 50s, they die. They don't like the gray. They die. I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm not going through all that. But that being said, that's why I'm wearing this cap. I'm not with the cap thing. But another thing real quick, I just heard this phrase that these young folks got. The undead. I'm not the undead. Forget it, man. I'll get to that the next show. But what I want to talk about is this union. Because I think what happened to our brother at 168, and I wish him well, all the best. What's up, brother? Prayers to our brother who was assaulted at 168. You know, my prayers is with him and the speedy recovery. But this falls on the lap of this union. And it still goes back. This union is so, I think this union is bought and paid for. Let's put it this way. I was reading the other day. I didn't know Microsoft owns LinkedIn. I didn't know Pepsi Gatorade is a subsidiary of Pepsi. I didn't know Pepsi owned Rockstar. There's a bunch of these companies that they own Tropicana, Frito-Lay's. I didn't know Coca-Cola owned Minute Maid and Simply Juice. I didn't know Disney owned Hulu. So that being said, these subsidiaries, you never know who owned Foot Locker came out of Woolworth. But you never know who owned. But that being said, what I do know is that TWU Local 100 is a subsidiary of MTA. That MTA calls the shots with this union. The governor who runs the MTA calls the shots with this union. This union has never said one word, crossword. They did through Cuomo's whole administration. Until Cuomo got engulfed in that scandal, the union never said a crossword about Governor Cuomo. This union has never said nothing, has never called Hochul on anything. But you know why that's crazy? We're in a crisis right now. It's some neighborhoods in New York that look like a third world country, completely engulfed in criminality. And this governor is doing nothing. This union is saying nothing about the crime. This union is saying nothing about us being assaulted. They wait till we get assaulted, talk about transit is more reactive than proactive. What about this union? You know the routine. Somebody get assaulted. There's a press conference. They pressure the member, even the member don't want to. They press the member to come to the press conference. Or they go to his or her hospital bed. They don't care how big the room is. And all of them squeeze in there for a photo op next to our brothers and sisters. Or they go to court demanding that the DA come down with the full extent of the law, knowing that the DAs have their hands tied. Except for that Bragg in Manhattan. I don't know what's wrong with him. But they always say that we demand that the DA come down with the full extent of the judge, knowing that the judge's hands are tied. They always, like our sister from Coney Island who got assaulted. God bless. How you doing, sister? I hope everything is good with you. Who got assaulted, and you got Canela Gomez there talking about, we want the DA, we want this DA come out, so we pressure this DA out. Or what happened with the clean in the Bronx, and Kelly's there. We demand that the DA come down to full standing law, and his judge come down with the hammer, knowing that their hands is tied. Because Albany has these lax bail laws. And these lack bail reform laws. So why are they getting at the judge and the DA when the union should be getting at this governor? That's what this all about. It's about this governor who refuses to address this crisis. With this city, not only us at transit, our families are under siege. And the union should know that it's a wrap. That Hoku's toast. Adams is toast. The asylum seekers, the migrants, any way you want to characterize them, any way you want to phrase this crisis that we're in, that's it. We're not even talking about crime. It's so bad with the asylum seekers that we almost forget about crime. But these are the politicians this union supported, who do nothing for us. We're in the crisis. I said, my head said, winter's coming. And if you watch Game of Thrones, that means dread. That means that we have an ominous and uncertain future in the next coming months. Because the mental health crisis has not been addressed. And they down there with us. The homelessness has not been addressed. And they down there with us. The criminality in our subways has not been addressed. And they're down this with us. They down there with us. They're on our buses. They all over this system. They got 400 plus stations to choose to assault us from. And this union is doing that. But let me tell you something about this union, right? I was reading. These other unions, they attack these governors. I was reading. This is this union is called the County Education Association. So CEA, right? CCEA. This is the teachers union, the largest teachers union in Nevada. They're fighting for their contract right now. Right now, they want 18% over 2 years. And the Clark County School District in Nevada is offering 10.5% over 2 years. 10.5%, 5.5%, 5+% over 2 years. That's what they're offering. We ain't come nowhere close to that. They want 18% over 2 years. And they has asked the governor, and let me read this to you. The union held, let me read this for you. Give me a minute. All right. The CA, I took notes. The CCA, which is the Clark County Education Association, had a full membership meeting. Now remember, UPS was talking about their membership meeting, how they brought their members in. This union has brought their members in. They're fighting. They're serious. UPS did it. All these unions. Y'all remember a full membership meeting? We can't even speak at the mass membership meeting. But this is where it comes, this transparency. Real unions have their membership involved and engaged. Do anybody here remember anybody talking about a membership meeting or asking for our input? It's not a coincidence. All these unions bring their members into the fold. Not this one. Now, I read this. Listen, the CEA, which is the Clark County Education Association, a teachers union, held a full membership meeting today. This was Saturday, to discuss a work action. but not to take a vote for a strike. A work stoppage, a sick out, slowdown, or operational interruptions, according to one attendee. Nor did members take a vote to work to rule, a kind of actions, meaning teachers would only work 7 hours and 11 minutes a day, outlined in their contract. So they were choosing, they wasn't going to strike, but they choosing, we're going to work to rule. We ain't going to give them none extra. As if we would say, we ain't doing no overtime. We ain't going to strike, but we ain't doing no goddamn overtime. Y'all treating us like, but we never even got to that point with this union. But let me finish this. I'm sorry. The union had previously floated a work to rule kind of action it might consider if it did not have a satisfactory contract to ratify by today. They're not playing. They also agreed to put pressure on Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo to end the stalemate between the union and Clark County School District as the bitter contract negotiation continue. Did you recall reading anything that said we was in a bitter, contentious contract negotiation? Because if we was, or wasn't, the union wasn't going to consult with us. It's the kind of union we have. These are real unions putting pressure on the governor, on their governor. Real pressure. Real pressure. And this is a Republican governor. Imagine the pressure you can put on the Democratic governor, which this union didn't do during our contract negotiation. You know why they couldn't do it? You know why we had the contract we got? Because we had Canelo Gomez. We had no leverage. Unless our union has said Canelo Gomez has nothing to do with this negotiation. We don't care. Y'all don't play with us. Forget Canelo Gomez. He made a mistake. This is about the members. Let's go. We want a fair wage. We want real concessions for our membership. This union didn't do that. And let me give you another example. Right now in California, let me give you another example. Give me a minute. Right now in California, there's a bill in place. It's AB 316. The majority of California supports. And what this is about automated driverless vehicles. And don't get twisted. Automation is coming for us. And the Teamsters are fighting it tooth and nail. They don't want no parts of it. And listen, and let me finish this. So the state legislature is considering a bill that requires a trained human safety operator be present in any autonomous self-driving vehicle that weighs over 10,000 pounds on public roads and freeways in California. The Teamsters are against driverless vehicle and autonomous transportation. Like they said, was a threat to all of us. Technology is a threat. Don't rock yourself to sleep. Everything is for 10, 15 years, 20 years of advance. Some of us will be retired. A lot of us will still be here and possibly get a pink notice saying that this is driverless buses. They won't need station agents in 10 years. You tell me a station agent who knew 15 years ago that they would be out their booth and they didn't have to buy Metro cards. Same people that thought that we would always use tokens. And this is what the Teamsters said. This is what they said to their governor, Governor Newsom in California. This is their statement. And the governor is for technology. The governor himself, not his constituents. He's born paid for. Facebook, Tesla, Google just got driverless, trying to invest in driverless, autonomous transportation. Tesla, this dude, Musk, is all into it. They're putting billions, tens of billions of dollars into this. They're not doing that for nothing. This is with the Silicon Valley. But this what the union said. By opposing, and they talking to the governor, By opposing AB 316, the Newsom administration is catering to big tech when it should be protecting good-paying jobs and keeping California safe from roadside tragedy, said Teamsters president Sean M. O'Brien. Their president is fighting the governor. Our elected officials, he go on to say, our elected officials must stop selling out to big tech and corporate America. The Teamsters will continue to fight with everything we have to ensure that AB 316 becomes laws in California, safeguarding families, our workers, and communities. This is a union. What has our union ever said against this governor or this mayor? Unions are speaking out, real unions. This is not a coincidence. They're not anomalies. What our union doing? What's our union? We saw what happened to Sis. The beginning of the summer. Someone came into a cab, stole property of the MTA, assaulted our sister, menaced our sister. The cops caught them. NYPD caught them. And they was giving Sis a hard time. Her uniform meant nothing. Her being a female and him being a man meant nothing. Her telling them just what transpired meant nothing. Look at the video. They arguing with Sis. They let this guy get away. One of our sisters was assaulted, threatened, traumatized. The cops was there. And they let him go because our uniform means nothing. Our union should have been outside, even had a meeting with them. Should have had a meeting with the governor. Should have had a meeting with the mayor after that happened to our sister. All they want to do is do press conferences. All they want to do is take pictures of us in hospital beds. All they want is to stand next to her and relive our trauma. Or the crimes, whatever situation that we was involved with. This union does nothing for us. Does nothing for us. When are they going to get at this governor? And you know what? Either this governor is clueless or she don't care. But she made a mistake. You remember during her election? When she was behind in the polls, there was cops in every station. They had their AR-16s, whatever they carry. They was in every station because her opponent was getting on her about crime. And you know what she said? I can't have this. Know what her advisors told? You're trailing the polls. You're going to lose this thing. Crime's a big issue. Crime in the subway is an issue. And what happened? This wasn't after what happened at 36th Street. They did nothing after 36th Street. There was no bulletins about our safety. They give us bulletins for everything. There's no bulletins. There's no bulletins. I'll get to that later about us cleaning our trains. Because you know why? Because the service is going to disrupt service. It's going to slow service down. Where was our union? Where's our union now about this crisis of our safety, our lives? Because somebody's going to get killed. Someone is going to die. That brother could have, that beast, whatever, that fiend, that coward that assaulted our brothers could have knocked him out cold and beat him to death with that pipe. This union ain't saying nothing. Go on their website right now. It will be on their website because they watch Progressive Action. They watch Tremel. They tried to get the pulse of the membership. And then they act on that. Somebody said, I told somebody the other day, there's no HR here. That's the problem. There's really nowhere to go. He said Progressive Action. Craig said it. He said Progressive Action is Trans's HR. Is our HR. We bring up the issues. This union ain't bringing up nothing. They will now after they watch this. Guaranteed. It's going to be a press conference. Guaranteed there will be something on their website. You leave them up to their own accord, their own volition, they will do nothing for us. They do nothing. Wake up. Wake up. Even you supporters of this administration can't deny that they put no pressure on this governor who they endorse. They put no pressure on this mayor who they endorse. They don't talk about the asylum seekers who have a percentage of criminals and mental ill. Every population have a percentage. It's statistically, it's empirical evidence to that. That folks are coming here with mental illness. They're bringing their criminality in here. And where they going? Winter's coming. They're coming to our trains. They're coming on our buses. And the union is saying nothing about that. Nothing. They refuse to get at this governor. This governor don't give a damn about us. And forget us, she don't give a damn about this city. This city's going to hell. I'm not saying that because I'm an older man with gray on my head. Because I walk around. Most of us are lifelong New Yorkers. Look at the city. We're in jeopardy. And this brother's going to have to go to comp with his teeth. That $4 a month for dental can help his teeth. You're not messed up our dental is. Our brother's in trouble. We're going to be fighting for comp, maybe. But our dental don't ensure that his teeth, he can come out of pocket. $4 a month. What was it? $4 a member. That in our past to get us on the train. What are we going to do with $4? And they tried to sell us like they revolutionized dental care. This is our union. You don't gotta like Trammell. You don't gotta like Progressive Acts. You don't gotta like me. But face the truth. This is not your grandfather union. Look at where we at. Look at the dangers we're facing every day. Then we get to the point where everybody, and I'm saying, this America, the asylum seekers have a right, you want to put it that way. The migrants, give us your tired, give us your poor, right? But it gotta be done with some common sense, with some moderation, with some middle ground, with some regard to us, first responders, people that moved this city, people now who are risking their lives. This is insane. And let me get back to the contract. Richie Davis didn't have the leadership to do something about Canelo. This is the man who said to the press, he said Trammell threw the first punch. He didn't know what happened. He said Trammell threw the first punch. He's inept. That's public relations 101. Keep your mouth shut till you know the facts, unless he was the provocateur of the facts. Unless he put everything in place for everything to transpire. But we have an inept president. It starts there. We got no contract. We got nothing. We got nothing. It was a humiliating contract when you see what unions have gotten and what they are fighting for. They kept us in the dark. What Canelo did was abominable. What Richie Davis lacked, what he said about Trammell is despicable. It's amateurish. It's hackneyed. I don't want somebody like that leading us for the next few years. And he has to go. Stand United has got to go. They're showing you every day that all they care about, and half of them, most of them, have their papers in their pockets. They sitting at a poker table at Vegas with $1 million. They playing with house money. These folks are playing with house money. All of them can retire tomorrow. And they're playing with our lives. I remember when they put the safety together. You know, decide who's going to be on the safety division, department, whatever you want phrase it. They put a whole bunch of people who never said a word about our safety. They put people who never said a word, had no experience at all. Never even visited a member in the hospital. But they was loyal to them. They don't care who's equipped. They don't care about the qualification. They don't care about their heart. They don't care about their dedication. They care about who's loyal to them. They all should wear Pope hats and have everybody kiss their ring. They like one of these corrupt preachers. That's the union that we have. We have to understand that. And where's the bulletin on our safety? Where's the bulletin? Transit got bulletins every day. Where's our bulletin? We don't need statements from Richard Davey saying our safety is their priority. You said not to. The MTA and the NYPD are responsible for these assaults. Is the perpetrators themselves. And the union is silent. Bought and paid for. Will not say nothing. What is the pressing issue right now? What is their priority? What is it? I know, God bless our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. Hope it's a great parade. You deserve all the acknowledgement. Our brothers and sisters, but that's what they got on their website. It's parades. And then you got registered for the African American Day parade. All they have, and maybe is the party promoters' influence there. But all they have is events. Their priority is to feed us and distract us from what's going on, what's really going on. And they're doing nothing. That's a fact. And let me say this, right? Our brothers and sisters. I'm on platform, right? If a passenger don't get off the train, depending on where I'm at, I prefer to call RTC instead of dispatcher. Control, we have a passenger refusing to get off car number 1168. I need NYPD. That's it. Let me ask y'all something, right? Do y'all have a registrations on these 142s? Do y'all pay a mortgage on these 68s? These 160s? Are y'all co-signing for somebody? I'm reading. From these 42s, these 62s? Do y'all have stock in these trains? Some of our brothers and sisters going there, keys. You really act like you a bouncer at the club. You really act like you got stock in this company. And the same company that when somebody turned around and spit on you, you're going incident testing. As if they don't believe your account or what happened. The same company is going to fight you for your comp. And you risking life and limb to clean out them trains. Like I said, you got stock in them trains. Your job is to be professional, to operate them trains from point A and point B. The customer service for our passengers. Your responsibility is not to tell people. You work 8, 9, 10, 12, some cases 14 hours, some days 6 days a week. They live here. These are mentally ill folks who believe that in their mind, that's their living room. In their hearts, for a lot of folks, just because you're homeless don't mean you crazy or bump. This is where they at. They have nowhere to go now. They really have nowhere to go with the migrants and asylum seekers. They're making room for them. They're making, and I don't mean to say them, but the folks who just came into the city, the 70,000, the ones that's coming every day, the $14 billion that they need, that Albany is not giving, and Biden is not giving, where are they going to go? So we don't have, if I was homeless, if I was in a shelter for a year, trying to get Section 8 or apartment, I'm dead in the water. I forget how much the city's spending. $300, $400 a day, 4-star hotels and say, I'm guaranteed that I got full capacity. I'm taking, they making hand over fist. Security companies, I forgot, with no bids, are getting contracts. People are eating. But now some of our brothers and sisters live here. Some of our brothers wash up. Some of our brothers don't have nowhere to stay. Some of our brothers and sisters are renting rooms. Some of our brothers and sisters is in the midst of a divorce. They don't even have much money. They can't afford the room. They living with family members. Some of us have nowhere to live or never, and that's out the window. Our union never fought for housing for us anyway. You gonna give us now? You got cross country? Anybody will tell you. Nerd Wallet, CNBC, was the bank rate. All these sites will tell you that you choose what mortgages, what you got to shop for the best mortgage company, the best bank. We at 70%, 7%, I'm sorry. When we at 2%, we got one bank to choose from. Not to mention, when it was 2%, 3%, the union didn't offer us no help. As far as get mortgage and all that, no financial. Go look at some of these union websites. See how many banks they're affiliated with. You shop. You're supposed to shop your mortgage. We got one bank. Bought and paid for that we did. One mortgage company.